Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo. I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available Christmas 2025, the pre-order. Dad, shimmy, shimmy, yeah. Rock on, gold dust woman. Boost! How are y'all doing today? Happy Saturday. Well, here in Indianapolis, Indiana, we're waiting for a snowstorm. So we got a little bit of snow. About a half an inch. But we're waiting for a snowstorm. So until the snowstorm hits, well, I don't really know what I'm going to do when the snowstorm hits. Make a cup of coffee, break out my Kindle, read in bed, and then it'll just be snowing outside, I guess. I don't know. But I am kind of like excited for the snowstorm to hit, as long as everybody's safe. Everybody be safe. But I'm kind of like ready to be snowed in. Well, we're only supposed to get 2 to 4 inches. So, you know. But sometimes 2 to 4 inches can make all the difference. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But anyway, so I thought, while I'm waiting for the snowstorm, I might as well jump on camera and film a few videos. I've got lots of videos filmed today on all my channels. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I want to do a movie review because last night I paid $19.99 to rent that movie, Begonia. I was so excited about that movie. That was probably one of my most anticipated movies for the fall, winter. And with Emma Stone. Oh my God, I love Emma Stone so much. Did you ever see the Easy A? When she's like eating that lasagna. Oh my God. So I was so excited to see this movie Begonia, where these two guys think that she's like an alien. You guys know what I'm talking about? Anyway, so I watched that last night. So I'm doing my movie review over my movie channel today. Peter's Movie Reviews. In the description box, if I say below, people think it's the comment section. In the description box below is my movie channel. And then I'm going to be doing my reaction to the first 4 episodes of Stranger Things, which was released the other night. On my TV channel, Peter Watches TV, linked in the description box below. And then also I'll be doing a lengthy vlog today outside in the snowstorm from the front porch. I'll be like all bundled up with my gloves. I had to ask the other day. I didn't know really what the difference was between gloves and mittens. I feel like every year people explain this to me and then I forget. Like I just don't really care enough if it's what gloves and mittens are. And people were so nice. They're like, Peter, gloves are when you have 5 fingers. Mittens are when it's like a thumb and the rest of your fingers. And next year I'll ask the same question because I'll forget. Because really, I just don't care. I just really don't care. But anyway, I'll be sitting out in the front porch telling all kinds of stories out there in my vlog today. And then tomorrow night, I get to start all of my advent calendar. So on my Booktube channel, so I started a cozy mystery book club over on my Booktube channel, linked below in the description box. And so I just announced yesterday the December Christmas cozy mystery thing. But my friend Nikki and I are actually doing the Great Christmas read-along. It's 12 advent calendar Christmas books. There's like 3 romances, a fantasy romance, and the rest are thrillers. And then she picked a Christmas thriller, and I picked a Christmas thriller. So there's like 14 books in all. You can read as little or as lot as you want. And then I'm going to take a walk in the snow for my Peter Does Stuff channel. I got all kinds of things to do today. And then tonight, my husband and I, we're going to watch The Great Christmas Heist or something like that on the Netflix. It's like #1 or something. I'll probably review that next week. And then we're going to watch Champagne Kisses or something like that. That Christmas rom-com. My husband loves the Christmas rom-com so much. Champagne Kisses or something like that. So anyway, I had a list of videos that I wanted to get to that I didn't get to earlier this week. And one of them was that I wanted to talk about Trisha Paytas responding to Colleen Ballinger going on the Raven Simone and her wife Miranda's podcast, which I think I've made like 2 videos about that now. So Trisha Paytas sat down in a podcast with Moses and just talked to him about what she thought about Colleen Ballinger's apology. I mean, are we even calling that? Like, anyway, we'll get to that in just a second, because then I looked up on Colleen Vlogs, her channel that she posts on, and I noticed that she did this video 2 days ago or a day ago, and it's called The Update You've All Been Waiting For. And I was like, oh my God, is she going to really address this? Because, you know, I thought it was interesting that Colleen went on this podcast and they're asking her about all these things. They're using the words, you know, that she said she didn't do that, but to her cat and things like that, which I don't think she should have gotten a video and said that. She shouldn't have exposed herself for doing such things to her cat. But anyway. Pussies will do what pussies will do. But anyway, I'm just saying, she shouldn't have said that about her cat, okay? Like, I don't know. I'm a dog person, not a cat person. I thought that was kind of weirdly. But anyway, so she did this whole podcast. People are like, is he serious? Like, okay. Anyway, so I thought she's going to turn around and she's going to make some video talking about being on the podcast. Why go on the podcast, okay? And then, like, bring all this attention to your supposed cancellation, your actions of the past, and then not even address it on your own channel. Because people were like, well, they shouldn't have platformed her and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. And then other people were saying, well, we are living in an era where we should platform those people to, like, give them... I think it's interesting, like, you know, like, where do we draw that line? Like, where do we draw the line in, like, who we platform? Like, I mean, serial killers, I'm not saying she's a serial killer. I'm just saying, like, where do we draw the line? You know, like, Bill Cosby, Kevin Spacey, like, where do we draw the line? Like, with who we platform and who we don't, based on the accusations? Or is it based on who we're okay with and who we're not okay with? And I guess, I don't know. I don't know that it's necessarily mine to say that, but like in my response to the interview, I said, because people are like, well, she needs a platform to go on. She has her own platform. Colleen Ballinger's platform is much bigger than Raven and Miranda's. And if Colleen Ballinger came out with a video and said, well, what was their original video called? Colleen Ballinger finally apologized or something, and they changed that and whatever. I mean, if she had called it any of those things, she would have got 1 million views on that video. I mean, it would have paid for her Christmas. She would have paid for her Christmas, honey. And all those kids that she's got running around that house. She wouldn't have had to put them in no more videos and worry about being a family vlogger. She could have just paid for her Christmas if she wanted to do the right thing and come out and apologize to everybody, take responsibility, and then, you know, show that she's kind of grown and changed. This is where, like, I feel like she kind of gatekeeps other people's pain a little bit, where she's like, I refuse to do that. And a lot of people are like, well, it's because she doesn't see that she's done anything wrong. Well, this interview, she makes it very clear that she knows that she's done something wrong. I mean, Raven says to her, like, you know, I think they want an apology from you and blah, 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 whatever, and all that kind of stuff. She's like, oh, I agree, they do. And she goes, and I am sorry. But it's like they had to pull it out of her and stuff like that. Why not just make a video on your own channel, Colleen? Like, I don't know if it's, like, she's so worried about, like, bringing all the negative attention to her channel, or if, like, the person that, I don't know if it's her, or if it's her husband, or one of her kids, or she hired somebody to delete negative comments because, I don't know, if she's worried she can't delete negative comments enough. You know, she said she really wants to listen to what her fans have to say, but then she doesn't let anybody say anything on her videos. So anyway, I thought this was interesting that she put the update y'all have been asking for, and I was like, oh, I'm going to watch this video, because I know the update I've been asking for. That's the update that I've been asking for, what I was just talking about, you know? So I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to watch this video. So I watched this video. My husband and I were laying in bed talking to the dogs, and I was like sitting here watching this Colleen Ballinger video. But anyway, before I get into all of that, though, I do have kind of like a serious rant that I want to talk about for just a second, though. I was going to do this as a whole separate video. No, like, seriously, I was. I have notes on this and everything. Like, literally, I have notes on this. Can we please leave Claire Danes alone for her facial expressions? I have whole notes on this. This is not a joke. Like, I am seriously pissed off about this, okay? I don't think it's funny. I think we need to leave the gal alone, okay? First of all, I love Claire Danes, and I just finished watching that show, The Beast in Me, okay? And I just reviewed it for my TV, my Peter Watches TV channel. So, linked below if you want to see my review over there. Over there, I think people think I just do Sister Wives and reality TV. I do a lot of scripted TV, too. I do a lot of BritBox shows. I do all the Netflix shows that come out. I react to over there and stuff like that. So, I watched that show, and I loved it. And actually, in my review, and I think over here, too, one of the things I said is I love Claire Danes' facial expressions, okay? Like, all the way back to My So-Called Life, which is one of my favorite TV shows of life, where she does that kind of, like, in between, like, a cry and kind of, like, she's disappointed in you. Like, even if you're watching it, you're like, why is she disappointed in me? Like, she's so good. Like, that one, like, she doesn't even have, like, the tear just kind of, like, all of a sudden it just shoots down, and she just looks like she's so fucking disappointed in you. I love that about Claire Danes. I love her facial expressions. I think they're genius, right? And so I started seeing this shit come up on, I think it was on the Facebook, and then I looked it up. I hardly ever get on the TikTok, but I was like, are people making TikToks about this? I bet they are. Everybody is going off about Claire Danes and her facial expressions in The Beast in Me. Are you new? Have you never seen Claire Danes in anything before? I just covered on my movie channel the other day, Home for the Holidays. Claire Danes plays the daughter of Holly Hunter in that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of life. But anyway, I'm like watching these things, these TikToks come up. And it's like this one is like this gal and she's running around the woods. And then this other one is like, she's acting like she's Claire Danes in The Beast in Me and making fun of her, and this other one is doing Claire. Well, if you were so fine of an actress, then I guess you probably would be in Homeland, and you'd probably be in movies and things like that. You'd probably be in the #1 streaming show on Netflix right now, wouldn't you? Instead of on TikTok getting 22,000 views, which is pretty good, I guess, for TikTok. But listen, we need to stop making fun. Like, I don't know if y'all don't know your history or what the fuck's going on, okay? But we need to leave Claire Danes alone. Like, I'm really upset about it, okay? Like, do you know what this girl has lived through? Did you see My So-Called Life? Okay, first of all, she had this friend named Rayanne McGrath, okay? Now, Rayanne McGrath wanted to get her in a bunch of trouble, okay? Poor Rayanne was, like, drunk 90% of the time in the show anyway. And where's Tino? Do we know where Tino is to this day? And then Claire Danes had Angela Chase. She had Angela, Claire Danes. She had to live next to Brian Krakow, who had some kind of, like, weird, obsessive, like, kind of, I don't know, he's probably, like, a creepy stalker or something today. And then she had this friend named Ricky that, like, his family kicked him out of his house because his cousins weren't okay that they were gay. And then they went to this, like, dance, and then he danced with this girl, and then they kind of, like, started dating. And then, like, Angela's like, but all I want is Jordan Catalano, and she just was in love with Jordan Catalano, Jared Leto, and she just loved him, to find out that, like, she was, like, going to house parties, and then she had to crawl out of windows and stuff like that just to make her curfew because Rayanne McGrath was so drunk she couldn't stay at Rayanne McGrath's house. And when she did stay at Rayanne McGrath's house, all her mom ever wanted to do is just read tarot cards on her and stuff like that. And she just loved Rayanne's mom. But then her mom, Angela, Claire Danes' mom, she was in Jaws 3, where she was like, you know, she worked at SeaWorld in Jaws 3. I don't know if you saw that movie, but anyway. And then I guess she had a baby, and her baby was Angela, Claire Danes. And then she finds out that her dad is having an affair on her from this cooking class thing and stuff like that. I mean, Angela went through a lot. I mean, Claire Danes went through a lot. And all she ever wanted, where's Tino? And all she ever wanted was Jordan Catalano, okay? But then Jordan Catalano, he really kind of couldn't be, like, bothered with her at all, even though she was, like, tutoring him, and he wouldn't even show up for class or tutoring lessons, and all she really wanted was a kiss from him. And it just was it was just devastating. And then Jordan Catalano went on to play a trans prostitute in Dallas Buyers Club and won an Academy Award for it. And now he started a band and he plays, like, at Stagecoach and stuff like that. I mean, I don't blame her. Claire Danes deserves an Oscar, you know what I'm saying? But I do love Jared Leto so much, and I did love Jordan Catalano. But the thing that people don't even really understand about it is that, like, Claire Danes is kind of like, Molly Ringwald was, like, the it girl of my generation. Loved her so much. Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, all that, okay? Wild Horses, we don't really talk about that one. No, we don't talk about that one. You don't talk about that one with Molly Ringwald. That wasn't a good one. That wasn't a good one, but Pretty in Pink, I love that one so much, okay? Caroline laughs and it's raining all day, and she wants to be one of the girls. You know, Pretty in Pink, the psychedelic first. Anyway, so, but she's kind of like, Claire Danes is kind of like, from My So-Called Life, was kind of like the Molly Ringwald of the next generation, because they're like 10 years apart. I just looked it up. Molly Ringwald's 57, and, Claire Danes is 46. But don't you think it's interesting that Claire Danes' name is Claire Danes, and Molly Ringwald in The Breakfast Club, her name was Claire in The Breakfast Club. And she fell in love with Judd Nelson, okay? And Judd Nelson, who played John Bender, he played John Bender in The Breakfast Club, he was kind of like Jordan Catalano. Like, it's 6 degrees of separation of Claire Danes. So can we please not fucking minimize Claire Danes' acting skills and the treachery that she had to go through with My So-Called Life to a facial expression that she has spent 40 years working on? If you go back to My So-Called Life, some of her best moments are those sad-ass looks that she looks at Jordan Catalano like, are you ever going to fall in love with me? And no, because he had to fall in love with Matthew McConaughey in Dallas Buyers Club so he could get an Oscar. It's just like, she didn't get it. She didn't get it, you know? And then her friend was upset with her. I can't remember that girl, but then she was in that movie, her Last Chance, about the girl. It was with, what's her face? I can't think of her name now. Kelly Martin. And then Kelly Martin was like a drug addict. I love this movie so much. It was a made-for-TV movie. And then Kelly Martin was like a drug addict, alcoholic, and then she went to treatment like 4 times, and she became like a drug counselor. I love this. I relate so much to it. But anyway, I used to watch it like every year back in the day. But her best friend in it, she tells Kelly Martin she's going to quit drinking and using drugs too, but she don't. And then this one scene, she's like real drunk and she just like walks into this pool with all of her clothes on it. Well, that girl is Angela, Claire Danes' best friend in My So-Called Life, okay? And this is the part where you guys are like, what does this have to do with Colleen Ballinger? Fuck Colleen Ballinger. Colleen Ballinger ain't no Claire Danes. She never is and she never will be, okay? And even if they cast My So-Called Life on Broadway, they wouldn't ask Colleen Ballinger to be on it. You know what I'm saying? Who cares about her anyway? So anyway, but then her friend looks at her and she goes, Angela, you've changed your hair. You've changed everything. She literally got a box of like red hair dye, like what was it called? Nice and Easy back in the day. And she colored her hair like was brown and now it's kind of a little red. And then she's like, what? And she's wearing flannel shirts falling off her shoulders. And she was kind of a little grunge, I guess. But it was really just because she wanted Jordan Catalano. So she had her mom buy her a pair of Doc Martens. And who didn't want a pair of Doc Martens at that time anyway? I love my Doc Martens. I still love them to this day. But the problem is that she had Brian Krakow that was in love with her, that's like this creepy stalker dude, okay? She had a gay best friend that, my God, today that would be a big deal because he was going into the girls' bathroom at high school, putting on his eyeliner. We would lose our minds over that today, poor Ricky. But then Ricky, like he did the dance off, the dance and stuff like that. But Angela never got Jared Leto. She never got Jordan Catalano. So of course she's pissed off in The Beast and Me all these years later. Wouldn't you be? Is it too much to ask for a little Jordan Catalano in our lives? Anyway, I just had to say that because I was pissed. Okay, now let's get to the Colleen Ballinger and the Trisha Paytas of it all. Do we care though? Like, do we really? Like, I am so over this gal. I am so over Colleen Ballinger. Like, seriously, she could piss in a jar and drink in it and throw it all over her face. And at this point, I mean, yeah, I'd make a video of it. I put Colleen Ballinger drank her own piss. But you know what? It'd probably get 3,000 views. Don't nobody care anymore. Don't nobody care about Colleen Ballinger. Listen, she did this update video and she titled it, she posted it on Thanksgiving, okay, because she thought that's when it was going to get all these views. She did these videos, here we are, okay? Good news and bad news, answering your questions. She don't answer no questions. Don't watch it if you want to, but it's a waste of your time. She's talking about rocks and stuff in there and her kids. It's so fucking boring. This comment was upsetting. She's doing all, okay. So this is what kills me about Colleen Ballinger, okay? People want to accuse me of clickbait. I literally did a video one time, and I called it Trisha Paytas pregnant again, because she had literally just announced that she was pregnant again. And somebody was like, I am so tired of your clickbaity titles. How much less clickbaity could I make that title, okay? Not to mention that Toddy Westbrook said, if you're not doing clickbait, what are you doing? And I agree with her. Like, I agree with her full-heartedly. You know what I mean? I mean, Toddy Westbrook should know where it's at, because her sales are just, I mean, they're skyrocketing these days. But anyway, let's just talk about these titles that Colleen Ballinger done put up on her channel since she did this podcast, okay? I think she did the podcast. You know, all these people are speculating about she reached out to them and they platformed her and whatever. No, her career is completely tanked, okay? They're like moving into a new house or something like that. They're downsizing and all this kind of stuff. But let's just look at these, titles, okay, since she did this. This comment was upsetting. That was like the day that the podcast was released. And I went and I watched that video and I was like, she's talking, okay. Then she does, we are in the same room as Sabrina Carpenter. Nobody cares. It got 21,000 views. Nobody cares about that, Colleen. Then she does, she's like laying in a hammock. And she does good news and bad news answering your questions. 27,000 views. She's getting less views than people talking about her. Like, that's like, baby, you've been Amberlynn Reeded, okay? Like, you have literally been Amberlynn Reeded at that point, okay? Amberlynn Reed, did she really get demonetized? I need to look into that. But, I saw Zachary Michael said something about it. He made some, like, parody, like, Instagram reel or TikTok or something about where he... YouTubers filling out their job applications after they got demonetized. Did she really get demonetized? Anyway, so, but Amberlynn Reed, okay, like, she gets good views on her videos, but have you ever seen the commentary channels that cover her? Like, they get 2 to 3 times as many views as she does a video. Like, that's Colleen now, okay? Like, in the last, like, well, just today, and I very rarely watch a lot of these videos, but I watch, like, who else? I watched Adam's video. His videos, like, get, like, 4 times as many views as hers does. I watched Spill Sesh's video. Her video had, like, 4 times as many views as Colleen's does. So the people that are covering it, now mine won't get those kind of views, but the people covering it, they're getting, like, so many more views than Colleen is getting on her own channel, okay? The problem is this, is that I feel like a sneeze is coming on. Thank you for being a friend. Down the road and back again. I know a lot of YouTubers will just edit that out, but I'm not going to. Okay. The problem with this is, so these are the video titles since her podcast came out. Do rocks and crystals actually have powers? Girl, I hope so, because you have spent so much time on those things. Okay, so she did. Well, my Miranda costumes got eaten by bats. I thought on that podcast she said she was done with that era. Why? Like, okay, people accuse me of living in the past because I tell stories about my mom that passed away. Girl, you might want to bag that shit up and put it in the attic. I'm just saying. But anyway, I've been wearing moldy lipstick. What should I do? Well, if it's Jaclyn Hill's, you can get a refund on it. I don't know if they're still giving that refund because that business done closed down. The business that she said she was the CEO, but she wasn't. Oh, you know what I just remembered? Do y'all remember that Christmas party? Colleen Ballinger used to have those big Christmas parties. I'm taking my glasses off. You know I'm getting to a good point. Okay, do you remember when they put Jaclyn Hill in the hot seat? This is where I'm like blown away that we didn't see these red flags. Like, you know when you see those memes online, you know, on the Instagram where it says like red flags for if you're dating somebody and stuff like that? And it's like, it'll say something like, if they have like 16 girls' numbers in your phone. Yeah, like that might be a red flag, okay? Just watch Love After Lockup. I'm telling you right now, if you watch Love After Lockup, Love During Lockup, and Life After Lockup, you know who to date and who not to date. I'm just telling you right now, okay? But anyway, they had a Christmas party of influencers out there, okay? Now, she done put, Jaclyn Hill came out and talked about it. She put Jaclyn Hill in the middle. You had to go into the middle of this trust circle. Y'all trusted each other enough. And Colleen Ballinger asked her, did you know about the lipsticks before you fucking released them? You did that in a group of people. Okay, now I'm not saying, listen, this is not me defending Jaclyn Hill, but you're in a group of your friends, okay? Take her aside and ask her a question like that. And Jaclyn Hill stayed. She stayed at that party. I'd be like, bitch, where is my party bag? I am ready to go. Colleen, you are nobody's friend. Now they come out and say all this stuff all these years later, but they didn't say it at the time. You know what I mean? Just so over it. Anyway, so since she was on this podcast, she released... This comment was upsetting, okay? Because I went over there the day of the podcast. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Is this about something to do with the podcast? Had nothing to do with the podcast, okay? Good news and bad news, answering her questions from 3 days ago. She don't answer no questions. I mean, she does, but they're boring questions. Then, 1 day ago, the update you've all been waiting for. And she did an update like this. Okay, here's the thing about clickbait. Like, if you do a lot of clickbait on, like, well, I'm kind of killing for this a little bit, so I can speak to this, right? Like, if you say, like, we need to talk, like, I do a lot of those, right? After a while, when people see that we need to talk come up, they know you ain't gonna be addressing anything. It's a good Q&A. I just don't know what to call it. I'm just gonna call it a good Q&A from now on, stuff like that. So anyway... but she, when you do this on here, and people, you've just been on this podcast, and so people are coming to your video, because they think you're going to give the update that we've all been waiting for. But this is the problem. People know by now that Colleen isn't going to address it, because she's put up so many videos like this in the last 2 years, where she's given it titles like this, and she doesn't do it. In fact, do you want to know what the update is that we've all been waiting for? Well, I didn't catch it at first. I mean, I caught the update, but I didn't catch at first the way that she framed it, okay? So she says, in this video, like, I have all this footage, I've taken a little break from filming, but I'm back, and I have all this footage I want to show you, and it's just a bunch of bullshit, rocks and kids and shit like that. And then she's like, but the biggest update that the biggest update she's been asked to address, I'll share with you here in a moment what she says, because I didn't catch it at first. Because I was like, girl, seriously? Girl. Honey, the land. Seriously, this is the update everybody's been... Because I know this is not the update that I want. It's some plant. Some plant she's gotten her... What, ma'am? A plant? That is what people have been asking you for? So I'm like, this surely... And don't call me Shirley, don't call me Truly Brown. I was like, this surely cannot be... The number, she says, this is the most asked for update that people are asking for. And then she says in her comment sections, I was like, oh, the most heavily monitored comment section on YouTube, there's not one negative comment on any of Colleen Ballinger's videos. Not one. Not one critical comment. Not one asking comment. Nothing. Not one critical comment. Not one thing, okay? Not one thing. By the way, I do want to say something for a second, because I did get this comment on, I want to make sure that I have it correct. Hold on a second. Because people accuse me of deleting comments all the time. I never delete comments. I hardly ever block anybody. It just takes a long time. But I got this comment 2 days in a row. So like today, this person responded on my video where I didn't mention one thing about stalkers or haters or anything. And this person said, so I did this video the other day and I talked about finally putting together the pieces of who, like the biggest hater of mine is, right? I just found this information out. It's not like I've been holding on to it for months. There's been multiple people that have been problematic for me, okay? I know who a lot of them are. If people want to have an opinion about me and they want to like say their opinion, that's one thing, okay? When it becomes intrusive into my life and people are putting out misinformation that could hurt me down the road and they're writing it places and they're putting it up in other things in other ways and it could really damage me down the road and it's misinformation that can easily be found out, okay, then I have an issue with that. When you're hurting other people because of your hatred towards me that are around me, okay, whether that's my friends and family, whether that's the family of the victims of the accident that I was in, then I take issue with it, okay? Well, there's been one person kind of leading the march. One of the things I've learned about, I don't know what else to call it, bullying behavior is, if you stand up and you speak out, I learned this actually in school. It's why I always shut my mouth in school when I was being so bullied, and I never said anything about it, okay? Even addressing it today, I'm like, don't address it because it'll just make it worse. So I said something in the video the other day, and I said that I had found out like who this person was, which I had, and it took me a long time, and yes, I did have people looking into it, and we could not figure it out. They had covered their tracks so well. Well, I posted that video, and baby, let me just tell you, they went harder. They went absolutely harder. And that's exactly, and I said in that video, I said, I know what your next move is going to be. And that's exactly why, that's why people do not speak out, okay? When they are being harassed and they are being bullied on this level, they don't speak out because, and listen, any influencer, come to me. We'll have a conversation if you feel like I've done that. But there are people that are making 10 times more videos than me out there, okay, on the topics that I cover. But I will have that conversation if somebody feels that way with me. And I have even recently in videos talked about people that have reached out to me and I stopped making videos about them. So when I mentioned that in a video the other day, oh, it just got worse. And I knew it would. And this is like a scare tactic to shut your fucking mouth, okay? Well, I made it very clear that I am going to come out at some point, and I said it might be tomorrow or it might be next year. And I said, I am going to come out with that video showing all the receipts that I have and all the connections, okay? When I can make the video to a point where not one person can look at it and say, well, maybe they meant this or maybe they meant that. I want the connection to the hater and the influencer that is their friend and the other person involved. I want the connection to be so clear, okay? That there is, like I said in my video the other day, I have seen people cover this for I've covered this for 9 years. People do apologies and people always give people an out. People always are like, well, maybe they didn't mean this, or James Charles, like, you know, his victims, like they lied to him, blah, blah, blah. There will be none of that with this video, okay? I have been victimized for 2 years. My family and friends have been. People have doxed my information. People have tried to find information out by me. It is some scary shit, okay? And I don't talk about it a lot because every time I talk about it, it brings up more shit to me. It has caused me a lot of anxiety in the last 2 years. A lot. So when I make that video, and nobody is going to force me into a position to make that video before I am ready to make that video, okay? I will say this. The influencer that is friends with these people, there is enough information out there about this person that because people are like, well, if you don't release the video, then we might be co-signing somebody out there, blah, 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 whatever. There is enough information out there about that influencer that if you choose to follow him at this point anyway, that's on you, okay? The friend of the influencer, who now I know there is a direct connection, the influencer has to know, okay? There's no way the influencer doesn't know. That was something I figured out since I made the last video. But I want to make this very clear, okay? When I was talking about the racist, transphobic, blah, 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 marks about that, okay? That is from the hater, not the influencer. But if the hater is doing it, the influencer is aware of it. So they must co-sign off on that. But the camera stopped. I did not think I was going to get into this today, but I feel like I need to clear this up so this is on video, because apparently one person wants to keep on asking me about this, and a lot of people are like, drop the video, drop the video, drop the video, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the support and me telling my truth. I'm not going to be forced in a position to where if I do it early, it will not be the way that I want it to be, and I want to make it very fucking clear when you watch a video with the receipts in it, that you do not look away and go, well, maybe, or it wasn't meant that way. I want it to be clear, okay? Because these issues are so serious to me. So I got this comment on my video the other day, 2 days ago. Peter, if you cared about racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, which I have made very clear across the board in 9 years of videos, okay, that I am, then you need to release the information you have on that content creator so that way people don't continue to support them. Well, Jeffree Star supposedly has a tape of James Charles demonstrating that he is the P word, and people continue to follow Jeffree Star. So I'm going to wait until I have verifiable that you guys can, when I can get on here and say, here it is, you guys can't look other ways. People think somebody left me a message and said, you do not have receipts. My hater left me that message. I 100% fucking have receipts that tie you to it and tie you to the influencer. You just don't think I do. You don't know how I could possibly do that. You didn't cover your tracks well enough. This person said, you're holding on to it until it best benefits you. You say this in the video, you take valid criticism. Is this not a valid criticism? It is a valid criticism, and I responded to it. So this is on today's video, they put it, or yesterday's. And I said, I already left you a lengthy response on your previous comment on my video from the day before, where you made the exact same comment. Please refer to your previous comment. And I don't think that's a nasty response. So let me refer to their previous comment. Peter, if you care about the harsh effects of racism and homophobia, then you need to release your information so that the way people don't continue to support this creator. I feel like to some degree, honestly, this is a little bit victim shaming. Like, it's my responsibility after 2 years of being put in this situation. I have spoken about very little because every time I speak up about it, it gets worse for me, okay? It's been self-protection for 2 years. I mentioned it in a video, and then all of a sudden, it's my sole responsibility when I put out a lot of information about this influencer. If people want to look away, that's on them. And they said, then you need to release your information so that way people don't continue to support this creator. Holding on to it and releasing it when it's most beneficial to you is not caring about the issues you talk about. So I did respond to this because this person, again today, apparently, there's 4 comments on there. So they saw the comments on there of people saying, are you okay? Is the one being stalked and harassed? That's the issue at hand here. Somebody else said that's kind of manipulative. Girl, we all want to know, and for valid reasons as well as curiosity, but it's up to Peter as a victim of the stalker. So I responded to it, and this is what I said, and I stand on this. It's because I care so much about these issues that I am not rushing to throw up a video. In the past, I have been reactionary, not responsive. I have learned people listen more closely when you present the information clearly and easy to understand. I just recently found out about the connection myself. To rush and put out a video would be out of anger, to have my moment of wanting to tell on someone. I have been dealing with this for over 2 years and it has been extremely intrusive to many aspects of my life and the lives of those I love. I made it very clear in this video that the video will be designed clear enough so no one can dispute it. For over 9 years, I have presented information that people will question. That will not happen in this situation. There will be no question, but let me make something very clear. The stalker is the one I am making these statements about, not the creator, although it appears they are aware. As of today, there's no way the creator is not aware of this. The connection, there's been another connection made. That being said, there is enough information already online about this creator's actions and integrity that people should be able to make their own conclusions by now. This is not about me gatekeeping information or keeping secrets. It's about finding the best way to present it because it's a lot and needs to be presented in a manner respectful to the severity of these issues and what has been done. And I will be coming out with that video, and at least one person did guess who it was on my video the other day. And that's all I'm going to say about it now. It will take me some time to put that video together. I am not going to be forced in a position to put out a video until I am ready. Because if I put something out that's so small, then that's what this channel will become about, and people don't want to hear about it. People don't want to hear about it on a daily basis. I learned that the hard way, okay? So I come over here to try to do videos that make people laugh, that make people escape from their mind. But I am going to have my moment where I tell my story. That's important to me. That's part of this channel. That's part of all of my channels. But I'm going to do it in a way that there is no way when I do it, and I name the creator and I name the people, the friends, okay, that there is no way, and that is not doxing because the other people are associated with this person too. There is no, they have presented themselves all together. There is no way that people can look away from it and say, well, maybe this or maybe that. When I drop that video, I am not setting myself up for further shit down the road, okay? And it does not just stop with a video. It does not just stop with a video. And that's a lot of how I have found this information out. So anyway, I just wanted to clear that up because I'm getting a lot of people saying, drop the video, drop the video, drop the video. I said in the video, I am not dropping it until I can do it in such a clear manner that it makes sense to not every person that watches it out there. Even my biggest hater can watch it and be like, damn. Well, he got me. I have seen people come out with videos like this for 9 years, and people question and pick apart and pick apart. It will be so clearly done. I don't even know that I'm the one that's going to put the video together if you want to know the truth. I have thought about some people that do a much better job of putting this stuff together than I do. So when it comes out, trust me, it's just going to be a new day, okay? And that's not a threat to anybody. I mean, at this point, if the influencer came to me and said, like, I will have them stop it, because they are fully aware, I will have them stop it if you never mention it, I will say, you need to get in a full video apologizing to me publicly, and you need to take accountability for the harassment that's happened to me for the last 2 years. If you do not do that, I'm releasing my video. There's no other way that I will do it at this point. And this influencer, there is no way that they can shy away from their connection. This person has made it very, very clear that they are very close with them. So there's no way. And they have no idea how far back the information is that I have. So anyway, let's get to the Colleen Ballinger situation. So Colleen Ballinger releases this update where she's... And the other reason is because it just heats me up. You can see, this is why I don't want to talk about it that much. I wanted to do a fun little video today. Okay, after today, I will say this. After today, and the only reason I really wanted to talk about it was because I got enough people that were saying, drop the video, drop the video, drop the video. And because I've been putting up these videos called, like, we need to talk about this. I don't want anybody to be confused. If I put up a video called, we need to talk about this, or I've got something to say, it's a Q&A, okay? I want to make this very clear so nobody feels clickbaited. If I put up a video saying, we need to talk, or whatever, it's a Q&A. When I drop that video will be titled something like, My Biggest Hater Exposed. There will be no confusion about it. I will not hide it behind some clickbait title, okay? Just so you know. So when you see a video come up in a week or two that says, we need to talk, it's a Q&A. I just want to make that very clear and be completely transparent with you guys, all right? So, moving on. I will not speak about it again until I drop the video. Maybe. I might say something here and there, but I'm not going to do this kind of dissertation again. It's wearing me out, to be honest with you. And it's been a lot. It's been a lot. And, yeah, it's been constant for 2 years, and it's been a lot. And it's not just been this one person. It's come from different angles, but on a lesser level, it's been a lot. Because somebody in there was like, well, he's had multiple stalkers. I've had multiple stalkers. And basically what they want me to do is shut my mouth, okay? And they don't want me to talk about certain people, which is crazy to me because there are people that have a much bigger platform and make videos that get much bigger views than I do. I really do not understand why this is so personal. I don't understand it from any of the people out there. But one of the things I have learned is, because I do know who a lot of the people are that just absolutely cannot stand me, and it's probably about a group of like 10 people. Some of them have multiple accounts and things like that. But for those 10 people out there, I'm not talking about the stalkers. I'm talking about the people with opinions. It's all personal on every level. I thought it was about an opinion I had about this person or opinion about that. It's not. It's all personal. I didn't respond to somebody's DM, or somebody was flirting with me and I didn't give them enough attention, and I don't flirt with anybody. And that's only happened to me like twice, literally in 9 years of being online. Okay. So that was pretty easy to figure out what that was about. Or somebody just DMs me over and over and over and over and over again, and I try to get to my DMs and I just don't. Or somebody like emails me a lot, or it's personal. And so it's like, it's always like there's a personal connection to it, or something happened in my life and something happened in their life and it's comparable. And I don't know. But like the people that really don't like me, when I looked at them, what I realized, and this is a really easy way for me to look at them and say they're human, is it wasn't about my opinion about somebody. It was about that in their eyes, they could not see me the same way anymore because I disappointed them or let them down on some level. And I think that's what we talk about when we talk about parasocial relationships. I don't think parasocial relationships are completely negative. I think a different way to having anger in your heart for 2 years is that if somebody wanted to reach out to me and say, you really hurt my feelings and disappointed me because I loved you, and I would probably respond to that email. I never got that email. I got hate in return. I'm not talking about those people. I know who those people are, okay? I'm talking about the biggest hater in the world that has really been intrusive to my life on a level that you have no idea, and confirmed it for me the other night that this is the person. And I don't think that they realized by what they said that they confirmed for me the connection. So they fucked up further again. But that will all be shared with you. And I was threatened, and I was threatened again. So it's now on a level of threats and harassment and things like that. So, you know, I don't know what this, I have really no clue. And that one situation is not personal. That is out of protection for this influencer. So anyway, I will not be doing these lengthy discussions about it anymore, but I wanted to address it because a lot of people are like, drop the video, drop the video, drop the video. I'm not going to drop the video until it is so fine that nobody can question the video. That's how it's going to be. So anyway, and that's not me not caring about those issues. That's because I care so deeply about those issues that I have seen those issues be used against people in the past, and people mute those issues. People are like, make excuses for somebody's racism or somebody's transphobia or somebody's homophobia. They make excuses for it. There will be no way to look away from this because I take those issues and those situations so seriously. So that will happen. But I'm not going to keep on talking about it over here. Okay, let's talk about this Trisha Paytas thing. Trisha Paytas sat down with Moses, and she did this, like she did the Just Trish podcast with Moses, just sitting down and talking about, see, I'm not really into talking about this right now, but I will since I said I was going to talk about this. She sits down with Moses, and she talks about the podcast, and she just basically, to break it all down, she basically says she just doesn't understand why Colleen Ballinger can't just come out and say, I'm sorry. You know, part of me, the history of Trisha Paytas, it's interesting to me is that, first of all, I do believe that Trisha Paytas 100% is a victim of Colleen Ballinger. Number one. So this is where you have to kind of separate the pieces, because I think that Trisha's stance on this is very true. Trisha has said this for years. Trisha has said she didn't understand why, like, when the Colleen Ballinger thing happened originally, and I remember Daniel Prada said, oh, no, it wasn't, I think it was a James Charles situation. Maybe it was the lipsticks, I don't know, but they both came out and they said, like, I remember Daniel Prada was in a car driving when he did it, and he said, I just don't understand why people can't just come out, take accountability, apologize, and continue to move through the situation. Trisha Paytas has said that multiple times too, like, just take accountability, apologize to people you hurt, and move on. I agree with Trisha on that. I think that a lot of people's issue on hearing it from Trisha, she's like, why doesn't Colleen just come out and apologize to the people that she's hurt? I 100% agree with that stance. The problem is that there are so many people out there that are going to say, but Trisha has hurt so many people through the years, and she never did. And this is why I said years ago it would do her very well to come out with a dedicated video, okay? And people were like, she doesn't owe that to you. Stop demanding that from Trisha. I was looking out for Trisha. I knew she'd have these things down the road, TV shows, and all. It would continue to come up. It would continue to come up. It would continue to come up. All the things that she's done from her past. You know, putting out a tweet or putting out a statement or weaving it in 2 minutes of a mukbang or whatever, that ain't going to fly for a lot of people that were greatly hurt by her behavior. So I do agree with what Trisha's saying in the statement, but the people that don't like Trisha or the people that have been hurt by Trisha are going to hold her to the fire and going to be like, but you didn't do that, you know? And I think that's why Colleen Ballinger, to take a lesson from Trisha's book, which Trisha's done great. I mean, she's, on Broadway and Euphoria, and the podcast is brilliant for her and all that kind of stuff. And Trisha's never going to come out now. And I saw she put out some statement a while ago about some other stuff, but she's never going to come out and do a dedicated video addressing every little thing. She's done it, and I know this because people will say, yes, she has. She's done it a little bit here and there. I'm talking about a video that you can go to and you can hear where that's her go-to video of where she's not going to do that because she doesn't want people to find it with all these new opportunities that she's got. But Colleen, this might be a learning experience from you, okay? I don't know. Maybe Trisha's saying that because Trisha wished she had done that in the past. She doesn't really say that in an interview, but maybe I'm giving her too much, I don't know, grace, probably. But like, Colleen, this is a lesson, okay? Get in a fucking video. I'm not demanding this. I'm just suggesting this. Get in a video and just apologize to everybody you hurt. Take accountability for it. Name them. None of them are going to sue her. I'm so tired of people saying that. Adam McIntyre doesn't even want to make any more videos about her. Becky said that she just wishes that she was left alone about this whole thing and that every time it comes up again, she has to revisit it. Oliver doesn't want to have to deal with it. They're not going to sue Colleen Ballinger, okay? And that would be such a lengthy and hard court case anyway. For her to get in a video and say, I apologize to you, Becky. I apologize to you, Oliver. I apologize to you, Adam. I apologize to anybody else that was hurt, okay? My actions were wrong. People are like, she'll get sued. They're not going to sue her. They're not. They've made it pretty clear at this point. But it would be a go-to video that everybody could watch. And then that point on, Colleen could move on, but she wants to play with rocks and act like it never happened. And then every once in a while get upset and play a Taylor Swift song and be like, yeah, I was canceled like Taylor Swift. I don't know. Maybe you need to learn a better way to deal with it. And baby, you ain't no Taylor Swift. That's the other thing, you know? I mean, I don't know. I think like maybe you need to take a lesson from Trisha a little bit. That Trisha didn't address these things through the years. She never did put it in one video, and it fucked her. It still fucks her. People still can't stand Trisha, some people out there. And every opportunity that she has, they bring this stuff up. Take a lesson from that, you know? Or your career, I mean, her views are half of what they were a year ago, Colleen's. They're going to be even a half of what they are now. I don't know that she can support a family of 3 kids and a husband that hardly ever, seems like he works. They've got their podcast, but I mean, she's now getting, her highest viewed video is 27,000 views. I mean, so a year from now, she's getting 10 to 13,000 views supporting a family in California. I don't think it's doable unless she's got tons and tons of savings, but she's young. I mean, like, at some point that money is going to run out. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, times are tough. I don't know. I think that there's part of me that feels like Colleen is going to do that. I feel like Colleen has tried every different aspect, and it's like she's so delusional that like everything she does, to be honest with you, people are like, they had to pull an apology out of her because like she just doesn't feel sorry. And then other people are saying that like she won't address it on her channel because of this and that. When I watch Colleen, I don't know. I get a different take. It's power to me. It's control for me. It's like she doesn't want, I mean, like on Spill Sesh's video, Spill Chef, that would be a cute name. Spill Sesh showed like the video of her like gifting Adam the underwear, which we've all seen 100 times, right? And I hadn't watched it, like I think since one of Adam's videos. And I was like, I watched it closely and I was like, when you watch her, I mean, she just lies to her teeth. It's all about control. Like, I think she sits there and she is so angry that she's like, I refuse to let Adam McIntyre fucking get away with this. Like, I'm not going to let him be the one that takes me down. I'm not letting these people take me down. I mean, I really think she thinks that way. I don't know that I think it's like, she doesn't see that she did anything wrong. I don't know. I see something different now. I don't think it's that, I think maybe I did back in the day. I don't think it's that she doesn't see anything wrong. I think it's like, I fucking refuse to give that to them. Which, that's even more sick. So, I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.